My grandfather was a soldier. He lived through 2 wars to protect the peace of our country. When my grandfather was young, he gave the strongest years of his life to the country. During the war, he was injured in his leg. Now that he is older, his health is no longer the same as before. Every time the weather changes, the old wound in his leg begins to hurt again. I am still a child, so maybe I cannot fully understand everything he went through. But I know one thing, my grandfather is a very special person in our family. My father wanted to do something for him. Not something bought with money, but something built with time, patience, sweat, and love. That is why my father decided to build this wooden Ford F-150 Raptor for him. He chose the Ford F-150 Raptor as strong, powerful pickup truck. To many people, the Raptor represents power, freedom, and the ability to overcome rough roads. And maybe that is why it was the perfect car for my grandfather. Because my grandfather's life was also a journey of strength, a journey of sacrifice. But turning wood into a real moving vehicle is never simple. Before the car could look beautiful, it first had to be strong. And that meant my father had to begin with the frame. The frame is like the skeleton of the whole car. If the frame is weak, the car cannot carry its own weight. And if the frame is wrong from the beginning, everything built on top of it will also be wrong. So my father measured every metal bar carefully. My father always says the beautiful car is not enough. It must be safe first. My dad didn't spray the frame black to make it look better. He did it to protect the welds and steel frame from rust and corrosion over time. When the frame, wheels, steering, and drive system became stable, my father started the most beautiful part, shaping the wooden body. From rough wooden boards, he cut many pieces. 2 large pieces of wood were prepared for the sides of the car, each with 2 real arches. One for the hood, next, my dad cut out the pieces for the front and rear of the car, along with the window frames and other small details. Then, my father carefully fitted each wooden piece onto the car's frame, making sure every detail was precise. Each wooden piece had grooves carved on the inside to help it fit securely onto the frame. Then, screws were used to fasten every part in place. My dad left out some steps, such as screwing and gluing, to keep the video from becoming too long and to make the viewing experience smoother. This piece of wood weighed nearly 120 pounds, so my father needed help from neighbors and other carpenters to carefully lift and install it onto the roof of the car. From the very beginning, my father planned every detail with great care. He chose different types of wood for each color: ebony for the black details, rosewood for the red details, and oak for the white details. This helped keep the build consistent from start to finish, creating a complete vehicle with harmonious natural colors without using paint, and while preserving the beauty of the wood grain. Slowly, the metal frame disappeared under the wood. Once the car's frame was fully covered with wood, my father began sketching the exterior lines directly onto the surface. This helped him clearly visualize the next steps for sculpting. shaping, and refining the body of the car. My father used a chainsaw, a tool most people used to cut down trees, but in his hand, it became a sculpting tool. Every cut was based on estimation, yet it had to be extremely precise. If he removed even a little too much wood, the car's proportions and overall shape could be ruined. My father used a chainsaw, a tool most people used to cut down trees, but in his hand, it became a sculpting tool. Every cut was based on estimation, yet it had to be extremely precise. If he removed even a little too much wood, the car's proportions and overall shape could be ruined. My father always has to wear a mask while working in the workshop because the crafting process creates a lot of wood dust. Breathing it in for too long could affect his respiratory system and harm his health. Wood is not like clay. It cannot easily bend into any shape you want. To create curves, my father had to cut, join, bend, and adjust again and again. Just like the exterior, the interior was built piece by piece from wood. My father carefully cut, assembled, sculpted, and polished each section, creating sharp, precise lines that captured the true spirit of the Raptor. After more than 100 days of continuous work, my father finally let me join him in building the car. My father prepared smaller wooden components for me in advance, such as the radiator grille, door handles, car logo, and footrests. Then, we assembled them together. I felt truly happy and grateful to be part of this project. small blocks of wood like these requires more than just skill and precision. It also demands great care, because even the smallest mistake could injure my dad. Because this wooden Ford F-150 Raptor is powered by an electric motor, the exhaust pipe was carved from wood and installed purely as a design detail. It does not affect the car's operation, but it helps complete the overall appearance. When the main shape was finished, my father began sanding the whole car. Sanding removes the rough cuts. It makes the wooden panels feel like one smooth body. After sanding, my father treated the wood and finished the surface. The wood became warmer, the lines became clearer, and the whole truck began to look like a real work of art. Then came the final details. I was really curious to see what a steering wheel made of wood would look like, and how it would connect to the steering rack, horn, turn signal, lights, and all the other controls. The steering wheel was fixed. The control box and armrest are located in the interior compartment. The cabin was completed. The only thing missing was the seat, so my dad began making one out of wood. He assembled, carved, and sanded each part carefully. I'm not sure how comfortable it will be, but once it was placed inside the car, it looked truly beautiful and unique. The wheel rims are an important part of the car's character, so wooden rims were absolutely essential. They were mounted over the hidden steel rims, which means they don't carry the main load, so there was no need to worry about their strength or durability. Next came the painting process. Because my dad wanted to keep the natural color and grain of the wood, he didn't use any colored paint. Instead, he applied only primer and a clear coat. To achieve a smooth and high-quality finish, the car received 4 coats in total, 3 layers of primer and 1 final clear coat. After each primer layer, my dad carefully sanded the surface before applying the next one, repeating the process until the wood became perfectly smooth to the touch. Only then was the clear coat applied to bring out the natural beauty of the wood. The final step in completing the car was making the lights. Each light was custom made using a wooden mold, filled with resin, and fitted with LED lights inside. After about a day, Once the resin had fully dried, the surface was sanded smooth, and when the lights were finally installed and turned on, it felt like the whole car was shining with happiness. And then, after 150 days of work, the wooden Ford F-150 Raptor finally began to move. When my grandfather saw the car, it was a moment I will never forget. Maybe he did not say too much, but I believe he understood everything my father wanted to say, because some feelings do not need many words. They are hidden in every day of hard work, in every cut, in every weld, in every piece of wood, in every time my father took something apart and made it better. This car was not only a gift, it was a thank you. Thank you for the years my grandfather gave to the country. Thank you for the sacrifices he made for the family. Thank you for the love he gave to his children and grandchildren. I am still young, but through this journey, my father taught me something very important. The most meaningful gifts are not always the most expensive ones. They are the gifts made with time, effort, patience, and love. And a son, with his own hands, can turn gratitude into something the whole family will remember forever. This Ford F-150 Raptor may be made from wood, but for a family, it was built from love, respect, and gratitude. And that is why this is not just a car. It is a story of family, a story of a father, a story of a soldier, and a story of love that continues from one generation to the next.